Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Look at Coinbase Go. Look at this. We are massively now overvalued. Looking at the value of the company, this is unbelievable. This is great. What are you doing? Are you taking profits? Are you enjoying this? Of course you're enjoying this, but are you taking profits? This is the Coinbase earnings. We've got a little while to go before they actually speak to us, but this is very, very exciting. Coinbase earnings tonight. Welcome, welcome everybody. Look at Coinbase Go. Look, this is incredible. So it just keeps on going up and up and up and up and up. Let's see where this is going to go right now. This is a big, big night for Coinbase. If you just tuned in, welcome. We go live up to 10 hours a day. We aim to be the most honest, real live channel on YouTube, TV, and Rumble. We're also on TikTok. We're all around the world. And are you making profits right now? Smash the like button. We've got a lot of people in the chat coming in. A lot of our members are here. We might have to go members only. Raman is here. Welcome to Raman. You'll notice that I unblocked you earlier. I hope you can be a force for good and positive. Welcome back. I thought about it and I thought, okay, let's see now if we can all get on and be positive with each other. So welcome back, Raman. Lovely to have you back. We are obviously yesterday we blocked you from the show to comment because we want all positive. We don't want anyone to be rude, and it upsets people. People don't like it. They want a positive experience here. So welcome back. And Raman is back in the chat, everybody. So let's go. Let's go. Look at Coinbase Go. Fan-flipping-tastic. This is really, really incredible. Welcome, everybody. We've had an amazing day today. The channel is literally exploding. We've got more members now. We might have to go members only tonight because I expect a big crowd. More members are coming in. So let's see what happens. Here's where we are today. Look at that. I know a lot of you are really like, the members of the family. Look at this. 11,000 views in the last 48 hours. 16,208 subscribers. We're doubling every month, on course for 10 million subscribers in a few years. We're literally doubling all the time. So this is incredible. Thank you ever so much, everyone who's part of the family here. People want a live family where they can be positive, make money, come together. That's what this family is all about. We've got 58 countries, 14 languages. Welcome everyone. Look at SMCI. I have to focus on Coinbase. I'm afraid it's the earnings. Raman is back. You may remember, those of you we blocked Raman yesterday, and I slept on it last night and thought let's try again. So Raman is back here in the channel. Lovely to have him back. I love it. Welcome, Raman. Raman is here. It says Niels. Welcome back, Raman. There you go, Matthew Kelly. Great stuff. Niels, super microcomputers up 500% since your review. Great stuff, Niels. I tell you what, all of my stock reviews now are ranking on YouTube. It's crazy. They're all ranking, like some of them like number 1, some number 2s and 3s. It's incredible. I have done 83 reviews. And I heard from Alpha Spread last night, and they said to me, and I was so humbled by it. I was like, brilliant. Because they're the best, most advanced algorithmic software platform in the world for reviewing stocks. And they said to me, their email was, they are blown away by my productivity. I'm making about 5 reviews a day and going live all day. They don't know how I do it. Do you know, it's because of you guys. You give me so much energy, and I know we're going to be the best, most live channel in the world. I think we'll be bigger than Meet Kevin and Graham Stepan combined. I believe that because of you. Everyone's a member. I love it. Hi, guys, and Martin. Raman is here, giving a nice positive welcome. I'm loving it. Salva, hey, man, how you doing? It's trading at $1,000. Niels. What? Can't be. I'll be a big man. Raman, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much indeed. Love it. Welcome to have you back. Now then, we're watching Coinbase. We've got the Coinbase earnings coming up. Now then, the Coinbase earnings is scheduled to start in a while. We've got a while to go yet. So we're just here watching it before discussing. Everyone's got a voice. Everyone has a voice here. Everyone is part of the family. Everyone will get answered. So let's have a look. Always have another Google account on hand, Raman. Says Niels. I like that. Good evening, Lucas Aids. Looking forward to seeing if Coinbase will pump or dump during and after the report. Yes, $1,000. Which stock was that? Which one's $1,000? SMCI. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. We can't spend too much time looking at other stocks, but we will have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. This is Coinbase. Let me just go SMCI, Super Microcomputer. Let's have a look. Yes, $1,000 a share. Super Microcomputer. Well, let me see. Did I review that one? You're saying I did. I can't even remember. So let's have a look. Let's see. Apparently I reviewed it. So what we do is we go to the top of the page. This is how we do it. All right. We go to the top of the page. This is where you are right now. And we go Martyn Lucas. So we're searching for it. And what's it called? What's the ticker? Let's look at the ticker. Just bear with me a second. SMCI. Apparently I reviewed it. SMCI. I don't remember, but maybe I did. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yes, I did. 6 months ago. Yes, look, that was one of my first reviews. That's before I had Alpha Spread or anything. That's when I was learning how to do it. Yeah, there you go. We probably should do a new review. Just look at the 6 months chart. Okay, let's go back. So yes, I did review it. Here we go. Look at the 6 months chart. Oh yeah, brilliant. I reviewed it. Did I say it was a buy? Well, I was right if I did. I don't even remember what I said. Crazy, innit? Yeah. It was 208. Look at that. 269%. I don't know. Did I say it was a good stock to buy? I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. I probably should do it again, but I'm not going to do it unless anyone requests it because I've got too many reviews to do. Anyway, there you go. All right. Thank you very much for letting me know. That's really great. But Coinbase is the nature of the day. That's what we're looking at right now. We've got to focus on Coinbase right now. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild right now. Would I sell cannabis at 200? I only have a small position. Flipping heck. Well, Raman, you've got to look at this. You've got to look at the value at the end of the day, right? I mean, look, Coinbase. Overvalued. Look, overvalued by 72%. I mean, we have to look at the numbers, right? Now, right? And that was before the closing bell. So this will reflect tomorrow. This only operates in the main hours. So it'll be worse than this. It'll be like 90% overvalued, right? Because I think we're showing here the stock price of 164. Yes, it's now 190. So it's about 80-90% overvalued. So, I mean, look at the profitability of this. Look, solvency score 35. I mean, so it's good, but And look at Wall Street. They're saying they're expecting a downside. We're expecting a whopping great drop. So if you've made money on this, which clearly you have, why would you not sell it? I think it's a bit bonkers, if I'm honest. It's great, but seriously, you're making so much money. Why would you not cash out? How much money do you need? That's all I'm going to say. Raman, should I sell Coinbase at 200? I'd sell it now. I really would. I told you, I bought SMI at 140. Was that on my review? Flipping out. I need to pay more attention I need to get back in stocks, because every review, when I say it's going to go up, it goes up ridiculous. I need to be back in my own stocks. I need to be. He's back. I unblocked him, MSK. I unblocked him. I thought, let's give him a go. Let's have a second go, because Raman was great for months. And then he got all a bit rude yesterday. And I thought, let's bring him back in. So I unblocked him. I did it live on the show. You saw me do it yesterday evening, and he's come back, which is great. There you go. It's worth $1,000. Just read an article that said Kathy Wood just sold her Coinbase. Flipping right. Oh, Antonia De La Cruz. Right. First of all, Antonia De La Cruz. I have got your review here. I've done your review. You asked for NWBO. Okay? NWBO. Here is your request. You asked me to make you a review. There it is. Right? I've done your review. I've not seen you. So there you go. NWBO. There is your review. If you want to leave a comment on it or super thanks, it will promote the video. It's done 326 views for a brand new company we've never done before. It's quite good. So there we go. Let me share the link with you. There is NWBO. There you go. There is your review. I'll give it you 3 times so you can see it pop out. All right. Now, what is a super thanks? It's not so I get $2. It really isn't. It's not about that. But if you want to promote the video and you want YouTube to suggest it and you want to highlight your comment, you can. And I will pin it if you do that, when I see it, I will pin you to the top. So, if you want to promote something, if you want to put a link in there to something, you can. As a thank you for doing that, I will pin it to the top. Anyway, there is your review. Okay, great. I've been waiting for you to come in so I can take that off the list. So there we go. Antonio De La Cruz. Is Paul Knowles in the chat? Is GoDB in the chat? Is Bill Oberkirsch in the chat? John McGilvray, Tokars Charles, and Michelle. Are any of you in the chat right now? If you are, let me know you're here. I've got your reviews for you. Get to the chopper. Then Coinbase will be up to $200. Look at it go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, innit? Okay. Hasta la vista, baby. Why is Coinbase exploding right now? Because of Bitcoin and crypto. That's all it is. It's all it is. It follows Bitcoin and crypto. It makes perfect sense. But if Bitcoin drops, it will drop like a bloody stone. It is 100% overvalued right now. So if you're not going to take profits now, when will you ever? That's all I'm saying. Do what you like, but don't be surprised if it drops like a stone. So anyway, I wish everyone the best. I really, really do. I hope you all make money. I would be very, very careful if I was you. It's like buying a can of Coke for $100. Someone's going to want to sell one at $100. That's all I'm saying, right? Let's have a look at it now. Look at that. 215% this year. It's gone up ahead of the growth of Bitcoin, way ahead. 10% year to date. 3 months, 102%. 102%. 103% in 3 months. The company has more than doubled in value. It's 100% overvalued right now. So we've got the earnings coming up very shortly. We're waiting for the earnings call to start. It's half an hour away before the earnings call starts. If I bleed, we can kill him, says Mike. What is that all about? Why do you keep saying that? Coinbase is a crypto ETF. I'd rather buy crypto itself. Well, Coinbase is an exchange. It's not an ETF. It's an exchange. It's a regulated business all by itself. So let's be absolutely clear. It's not an ETF, Niels. It is a business by itself. It's an exchange, it's like Robinhood. It handles crypto. So it's a business all by itself, but it's overbought. No question. This is ridiculous. All right. Anyway, to be or not to be. Not to be explosions in the background. I know, but I see it as an ETF. Why do you see it as an ETF? It's a stock like every other. It can drop in a second. I would expect it to drop. You can't just go up like this 100% and stay there. You just can't. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's great. MSK, I sold 2/3 of my space shares. Let's have a look. SPCE. Virgin Galactic, 192. It's going to go sideways for a while. We've got the earnings, of course. There might be some speculative trading on the earnings. We'll cover it live. Of course we will. But be very, very careful. Let's go back to Coinbase a moment. Let me share with you the valuation before the bell went. We're now up to nearly 100% overvalued. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Here's some selling. What's going to happen now? Because it trades on the sentiment of crypto, just like ETFs do in their category. Okay. I'll give you that. Raman, that's quite the shocking revelation, but sounds sensible. Right, here we go. What's happening now? If BTC keeps going up, coin will follow. Yeah, but Bitcoin's got to go down now, though. Before it will go down. We've got the halving around the corner. Then it will pump. I think we're going to drop like a bloody stone and then go back up again. Let's see if I'm right. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm just looking. Oh, hello. Here it goes. Here it goes. Is it going to go? It's just trimming off the top. Let's get ready for the earnings. We've got half an hour to go before the earnings. It's very exciting. We are ready for the Coinbase earnings. Let me share with you the candles. You can see how it's moving. There's the Coinbase price. This is where the earnings will be. It haven't started yet, so we're just keeping an eye on it. Take profit and jump back in bigger. That's exactly right. Raman's to MSK says to Raman, I got out completely again, as I reckon it will go below 180 again for me to jump back in. Take profit and jump back in bigger. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway, Coinbase is up 186. It's starting to trim now, though. Starting to trim. Let's look at it in a little bit more detail. The earnings is just a short while away. Welcome, everybody, on TikTok tonight. How you all doing? Welcome, my audience on Rumble this evening. Welcome to all of you. Lovely to have you here. Very, very exciting evening this is. I wonder where we're going. I own one share of space just in case. Divergent trade. Nothing wrong with that, mate. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's coming down now. Coinbase is starting to come down. Is it going to keep coming down? Let's keep our eye on it. Let's welcome our Rumble audience in tonight. Let's give them all a nice big wave. There's my Rumble audience. How you doing? Lovely to have you here. However, Roku is one of the 5 biggest positions, down 14% after hours, said Niels. Let's see if we've got any members to welcome in. Coinbase. Oh, it's going up again. It's going up again. Half an hour, 29 minutes before we get to hear from the earnings call. 29 minutes to go. Right. Now, we want to get the word out about Coinbase tonight. Who wants the stock to keep on going? If you do, this is how we do it. You ready? Let's have a little look. On the show right now, there's 61 watching. There you go. There's the people watching right now. We've got 12 likes. Let's refresh the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. We've now got 14 likes. We are way, 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 way low. What you got to do is click the like button. YouTube will start to suggest the video, and click the share. Share it out. Click the share button. You can put it. You can copy the link. You can put it on different social media. You can embed it on a website, Facebook, text it. Let's get everybody in tonight. Let's let everyone know about what's going on with Coinbase tonight. Okay, let's refresh it again. We got 14. Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 17. It's going up slowly. It's pretty rubbish. Remember, it's the very first time I have ever done a crypto earnings. I don't rank for it at all. No one even knows I'm here. So I'm very appreciative of the audience that we do have. 17. Let's go again. 23 now. All right. Shall we do it one more time? How many have we got watching now? 63. If you want more people to know about Coinbase tonight, tap the like button and click the share button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 24. Not too bad. Remember, I've never ever done a crypto earnings before, so I'm not surprised that we don't have a massive audience. All right, we are stocks and indexes, but anyway, Coinbase starting to sell off now. 186. Where's it going? We've got 27 minutes for the earnings. Let's just have a quick look how busy we are on the channel. We're getting people coming in now. Here we go. 119 have come in. Let's have a look. We've got, wow, 11,100 views over the last 48 hours. The highest was 23,000 when we had the Virgin Galactic and first flight. But 11,000 when we haven't got a flight, this is phenomenal. Absolutely great. We're now at 16,214 subscribers. We're moving very, very quickly. We're gaining momentum all the time. Let's have a look on the Coinbase earnings. We'll bring it to you live, the official earnings, as soon as we can. Raman, for you to say that, you must know something. What do you know? What has Raman said? I'm a bit afraid that it will drop back to 150, and that's why I sold. Absolutely. Virgin Galactic, I've been saying, will go to $1.10. I absolutely believe that. That hasn't changed. I think the management is making lots of mistakes. Their marketing is rubbish. We had the thing yesterday with the Valentine's thing. Some of you liked it, some of you didn't. I thought it was rubbish. Just saying. I think the stock can go sideways for a long time. But anyway, there you go. That's my thoughts on it. I think they've thrown away the biggest community in the world for Virgin Galactic. I was critical of them, and they don't like being criticized. Eric Kearney, Investor Relations, didn't like me criticizing him. We had a very heated debate on our last call. But I'm not going to pull punches. I'm not going to avoid the difficult questions. I think they wanted me to just say everything was great. They've gone with they went with the Motley Fool thing. That was a big mistake. That got rejected. People didn't like it. Then they decided to go on a Facebook page with a young lady who has 15 followers. I think the marketing department is awful. Hasn't got a bloody clue what it's doing. And that's up to them. I don't care. I only care about my audience. If they want to, make mistakes, and carry on. It's crazy, really. Anyway, it is what it is. I pay more fees than a space share is worth. I pay more fees. What do you mean, Niels? What's fees? What fees do you pay? Raman, for you to say that, you must know something. What do you know? I'm actually selling all my shares as well. I think the market is acting very strangely. Very large fluctuations. Raman, I absolutely agree. The overall market is overbought, like ridiculous. And I'm happy to hold it, and that's fine. And the thing is, if we set new all-time highs and then it sells off 50%, I don't mind. I will just buy it lower. And then, of course, as always in history, you always rebound and beat those all-time highs. So I don't mind. If it wants to go up and up and up and everyone keeps buying, it means people will just buy back when it drops, and then it will go up higher. That's all it means. Look at Coinbase now, selling off very quickly. I warned everybody. I said it's overbought. It is double the value of the company. It's way too expensive. Absolutely bonkers. And now it's all selling off. No surprise. Does someone own the crypto power ledger? It's the only crypto I seem to understand. I don't own that. I own a ledger, but I don't own the crypto power ledger, whatever that is. Why do you avoid answering direct questions? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. MSK. Simply at this point, money is king. You mean cash is king? Is that what you mean? Anyway, I think you are seeing the lights. Not me, says Mike. It's a moment of enlightenment when you realize you own the stocks and they don't own you. That's very good. Transaction fees. Oh, on crypto. Oh, yeah. I don't pay any transaction fees. I use Robinhood. And there are ways to avoid transaction fees as well. Not completely, but you need to do. You need on Coinbase. You need to use advanced trading and set limit orders, and you can dramatically reduce your transaction fees. If anyone is paying a lot of transaction fees to buy crypto, you're doing it wrong. On Coinbase, you can avoid like 90% of your fees by using advanced trading and setting limit orders. Again, if you just buy, like on the stock market, market orders, you pay huge fees. I pay hardly any fees at all when I buy crypto. You've got to just make sure that you do it the right way. Do your research on it. And I've shown you how to do it many times. I have done very well since January, so I want to keep it that way and can only do that by selling. Nothing wrong with holding cash. 5.25% without any risk. Why would you not do it? It's what I've been doing half the year. Half the year. What am I talking about? What I've been doing since January. And I've just deployed it because we got that big dip on the market and I was right to do it. Raman, good stuff, man. Life's a journey. Yes, it is. What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils. MSK. Yes, cash is king, indeed. Mike, Dylan. What does Dylan mean? You mean Drillion? Not my stockbroker. Europe has very expensive brokers. Well, that's the benefit of Robinhood when you can get hold of it. MSK, there's something out there waiting for us, and it ain't no man. We're all going to die. This is great. Great information, Mike. Brilliant. I love it. Good information coming in from Mike tonight. Coinbase, 20 minutes to go. Let's get ready for the earnings. We should have... in fact, we'll get information in 5 minutes. They always go live 15 minutes before. So we're waiting for the earnings. Waiting for the earnings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see if we can now get 50 likes. You ready? Let's share this out to more people. 20 minutes before the earnings. Let's do it. You ready? Here we go. Smash the like. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. 63 watching. Here we go. 24 likes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 24. 33. Shall we try and get 35? Did someone mention Dutch? Niels, you're older than me, Mike. Mike's older than everyone. Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 33. 34. That'll do. Right. Have you all clicked the share button? I hope you have. You better have. Otherwise, there's going to be hell up. Right. Okay. Back to Coinbase. As you can see, Coinbase is on its way back down again now. I hope you all took profit. You can't pay double the value of a stock. That is ridiculous. How old are you? How old am I? I'm 54, Mike. You know exactly how old I am. Martin, have you done BBAI? Divergent. You know how to check, don't you? Do you want me to check for you? This is good. This is service, isn't it? This is service. Go into the search bar above the video on YouTube and go Martyn Lucas. And what do you want to know? BBAI. If I've done it, I've done BABA, BBAI. No, I've done BA, I've done Boeing, I've done Plug. No, the answer to your question is no. Otherwise, it would come up first. So no, I have not done BBAI. Right. Coinbase. Selling off now. No surprise. I meant Vincent. Yeah, how old's Vincent? He's 51. He's nearly as old as me. Nowhere near as old as you, Mike. MSK. Stick around. Stick around for it. Okay. Oh. What a week. Last day tomorrow. We've got the concert in the evening. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you want to become a member, there's the link. There's the music channel. There's StockQuits. There's my alpha spread. There's the shop. There's X. There's the all links. There's Rumble. There's Discord. There's Sensei. All the links you need. All right? And tomorrow is the music concert. Who's going to come to tomorrow night's concert? You all come in on the music channel. Check it out. And then Saturday and Sunday are off, as always. And Monday. It's a bank holiday Monday. No show on Monday. Back on Tuesday. And of course, when we come back, we have got the Walmart earnings, Rivian earnings, FSR, Fisker earnings, and a review we're doing as well. Did someone book a... Yes, Vaz booked a Fisker reviewing. Virgin Galactic earnings on the 27th. Rocket Lab earnings on the 27th. Plug the 28th. Wrap on the 28th. Maybe, potentially. Polestar, 29th. Fubo. Is it Fubo or Fubu? Fubo. March the 1st. Loads of no spamming in the chat. You can't spam your own channel. Divergent Trades. How can you spam your own channel, mate? That ain't possible. I'm going to sell at 188. I think 200 is too far. Nvidia earnings. Nvidia. Johnny Mnemonic. If you become a member of my channel and you request it, I will cover it. Simple as that. There are so much to do. I can only do what my members ask. There are so many requests, so many reviews. I can only request what my members ask. So Raman does learn something from the stream. So Raman does learn something from the stream. What's that? Yeah, I mean, I would have already sold. If I'm honest, I did say sell it. For God's sake, sell it. I think it's ridiculous. See, why get greedy? Why get greedy? If the S&P can make 15% on average a year, And if you only bought the S&P when you were a teenager, you'd become a multimillionaire by the time you retired. If you can outperform the best, most powerful index on planet Earth in the history of investing, which is the S&P, if you can outperform a year's growth of the S&P in just a few hours, what the hell are you waiting for? It's like going into a casino and winning $1 million on $1 and then saying, stick it all on again. You've just made $1 million. Walk away, take the profit. Why would you get greedy? My opinion, you have made today as much on Coinbase as you're making on the 500 best companies in America in a year, in a day. On a company that is double its own valuation, why on earth would you not take the profit? Now, I get it, because you're thinking, hey, because it can go up again, it can go up again. You can just pick a number out of the sky and go, you know what? Coinbase is going to go to $1,000. So bloody what? If you can double your money in a day, as much as the S&P in a day, why not take it? That's the way I look at it. That's why I consistently make money. I don't have a mortgage, don't have a car loan, don't have any debts. Bought my house for cash, with those $1 tips I talked about a lot on the show. I mean, why would you not? It's all very well saying it can keep going up and up and up. Well, everything can go up forever, but it can't though, can it? And who cares if it does? Look for something else to buy tomorrow and do it all over again. Why worry about it? The stock doesn't care you own it. It's not looking at it going, hey, sell me quick because I'm about to drop. It doesn't know you exist. Can't sell options after hours. The stock market trades 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. I have access to it. Anybody does in the United States using Robinhood. So it does. I don't do options trading. I can't comment. I don't do options trading. I don't do short selling or shorting stocks at all. I only own companies. That's it. That's it. Simple. All right. Now then, Ramon, just to make sure, because I want you to get the best deal, you say you got your finger on the button, don't just sell at 188 using a market sell, because if you do, you'll lose. You have to set a limit order to guarantee the price you want. And if you want 188, you need to set a limit order for 188.50 or something like that, because the market makers have to have their little bit. So if you want 188, make sure you go 188 and a bit, otherwise you won't get it. And what's the magic number with 188? The stock doesn't know it's on a chart. The stock doesn't know it's on a chart. The only people who care about the charts are people, and people are greedy and they're selfish. And they're predictable. All right. I wish you the very best. I hope you get the price you want. There we go. 188. Is he going to sell it? Right on the button. 187. 187.99. Is it going to go to 188 for Ramon? Is he going to sell it at 188? It's a huge profit. Well, if you bought it today, you've made a profit, haven't you? A year of the S&P, a year of the top 500 companies. Right. We've got the earnings. I can refresh the screen now. All right, here we go. Play. Let me refresh the screen. It looks like we've got the earnings coming through now. Oh, great. We've got, might have charts. There we go. Whoops. We don't want that coming through. Mute the site. We want to make sure. Right, there we go. Okay, I've got it coming through now. We don't want copyright problems here tonight. Let's have a look. Sold! Not financial advice. If Raman thinks crypto can take running, he better hold. Sold. Congratulations. 188.3. Fantastic. You've made loads of money. Now, bearing in mind, if you've done that on your brokerage and you've bought it recently, you're going to pay 20% capital gains tax. If you've done it on your Roth, your IRA, your Roth or traditional, or your ISA, tax-free. So how have you done it? I hope you've done it the right way, so you end up, paying no tax, keeping all the money. Otherwise, 20% will go to the tax man, and that can be completely avoided. So congratulations to you. You've made some money. You've made a great profit. And remember, no one ever loses who takes profit. That's it. 9 minutes to go. Wait for the earnings call to start. I wouldn't do that. He's made money. Take it. The money sat on the table. Right there. Raman, nice. Nice, man. Sweet. Vincent Vosberg, love it. 10 minutes away. The internet is interesting. The internet is interesting. What does that mean? The internet is interesting. We've just increased again on our rate of growth. We were only 16,000 yesterday. We're doubling it again. 16,217 today. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, 16,218. Look at that. We should be, it's nearly every 60 seconds, virtually every 60 seconds now we get a subscriber. It's incredible. So we are, we should be 17,000 within the week. Mad, isn't it? I can't believe it half the time. I'm going to put a big, I said to Leah, I'm going to put a big screen on the wall with my live count. I'd sit all night and watch it because I think of it as every person. I've watched every single, well, not every single one. Obviously, I sleep, but I'm refreshing it literally all my waking hour. I'm watching this because I think of it as real people. Oh, look at that. We missed it. Look, see that? See that? Look at that. I see it as real people all the time. I don't see it as a number. Neil Carver. Neil Carver. Neil, why don't you remember, mate? You've given me an amazing super chat, bigger than a membership. And Neil, you can put a comment underneath your super chat and it reads it out. Neil, that is, thank you ever so much indeed for that wonderful super chat. That's amazing. Anyway, getting ready for Coinbase. It's now selling off again. Selling off again. It's hard to, let me just go back. I've just missed a couple of things. It sure is, Mike. It sure is. Thank you ever so much. That super chat. Neil Carver. Thank you, mate. It's hard to keep it. Maybe it will fall to space. Capital gains and inheritance tax are almost the biggest government scams. Yeah, boo. Who wants to pay tax? You should pay tax because we got to pay for the world, right? Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. But you don't pay more than you need to. That's what I'm saying. All right, you manage it properly. You don't just pay. You don't pay more than you need, do you? All right. Anyway, 5 minutes to go. Coinbase earnings. Here we go. We've got it on the screen. There's the Coinbase earnings. Maybe we'll have some slides. It looks like we've got no, it doesn't. I don't think we're going to have any slides. We might do. Raman has just given me a super chat. I love this. Raman has come back today after we blocked him yesterday. Overnight I thought he's been fantastic. We just had one day when it was a little bit rude, and I thought let's have another go. Let's bring him back. Look at that. Everyone, please thank Raman. He's just given me a great super chat. Look at that. There's Neil Carver. Neil, if you put a comment underneath it, it reads it out. Next time, do that. It'd be great. I'd love to hear from you. It reads it out. Anyway, Raman's just given me a super chat. I think that's, is that euros? Yeah, that's euros. So Raman must be, Raman is somewhere in Europe. Yep, I was a member, but I'm not finding the time as much anymore. from a fellow UK resident, Somerset. Hello, Neil. Hey, Neil. Thank you ever so much for your super chat, mate. I'm sorry you can't be with us as much as before. Just remember, though, Neil, as a member, there are members-only videos you don't get to see. So when you do want to watch, there are members-only videos. There are members-only live streams that you don't see. But I understand if you can't watch it so much. Anyway, Neil, it's lovely to have you back in the show. We've not seen you for a while. Anyway.
188.3.
Yes! Raman sold his shares of Coinbase at 188.3. Fantastic. It's gonna snow in Hawaii because of Raman. I love it. I love all the positivity. I'm loving it. Good work, Raman. That's it. Love it. Love it. Catman. Hey from Germany. I'm long since 2 hours. I'm long since 2 hours. Brilliant. I love that. All right. Okay, here we go. The earnings is just a few moments away. Stock's now selling off. Hey from Germany. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Look at the comments coming in now. Look at this one, a very special one from MSK. A very special one. MSK is one of our top members. You ready? Something special's coming up now.
I told you Raman is a good lad, really. Nice one at Raman Wasley.
Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Some love from MSK there. I love this. This is great. This is really, really great. I'm loving it. Right. 3 minutes to go. Here we go. The Coinbase earnings. Are you excited? Is everyone excited? Wow, Niels. Wow. Niels is a magician. Niels, why? What have you done? Oh, he speaks Dutch. Is he speak Dutch? Hang on then. Hang on then. Here we go. In Dutch then. Here we go. 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 Right, here we go. In Dutch. Dutch, 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 Dutch. Raman. Welcome back, Raman. As you can see, the family love you and appreciate you being here. Congratulations for making a profit. So proud of you for doing that. I believe you're from the Netherlands. I play regularly in Maxim's Piano Bar in Amsterdam. Got friends all over the Netherlands. Great to have you back with the family. Thank you.
De familie houdt van je. Welkom terug, Ramen, zoals je kunt zien. De familie houdt van je en waardeert het dat je hier bent. Gefeliciteerd met het maken van winst. Zo trots op je dat je dat doet. Ik geloof dat je uit Nederland komt. Ik speel regelmatig in Maxims Pianobar in Amsterdam. Heb vrienden over de hele wereld. Nederland, geweldig om je weer bij de familie te hebben. Bedankt.
He's Belgium. No, he's not. He's from the Netherlands. Hang on. Just in case. Just in case. Belgium. What is the language of what's the language of Belgium? What is the language of Belgium? Quick. You got 30 seconds. What's the language of Belgium? Language of Belgium. Language of Belgium. Language of Belgium is... It's... Belgium speak Dutch. There you go. That was right then. Don't mess me around. Don't mess me about. That was right. Okay, here we go. The earnings. Right, we're waiting for the earnings any second. We're listening in. This is the earnings. I've got the audio. Oh, mute the audio. Aye.
My name is Sarah, and I will be your conference operator today. Good afternoon. At this time, my name is Sarah, and I will be your conference operator today. Fourth quarter. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to the Coinbase fourth quarter and full year 2023. Have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. And if you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press *1 on your telephone keypad. Anil Gupta, Vice President, Investor Relations, you may begin your conference.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Coinbase fourth quarter and full year 2023 earnings call. Joining me on today's call are Brian Armstrong, co-founder and CEO, Emily Choi, President and COO, Alicia Haas, CFO, and Paul Graywall, Chief Legal Officer. I hope you've all had the opportunity to read our shareholder letter, which was published on our investor relations website earlier today. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you that during today's call, we may make forward-looking statements. Actual results may vary materially from today's statements. Information concerning risks, uncertainties, and other factors that could cause these results to differ is included in our SEC filings. Our discussion today will also include references to certain non-GAAP financial metrics. Reconciliations to the most directly comparable GAAP financial measures are provided in the shareholder letter on our investor relations website. Non-GAAP financial measures should be considered in addition to, not as a substitute for, GAAP measures. We are once again using Say Technologies to enable our shareholders to ask questions. In addition, we will take some live questions from our research analysts. And with that, I'll turn it over to Brian for opening comments.
Thanks, Anil. I'm proud to say that in 2023, we cut costs by 45% year over year and managed to ship product faster with a lean team. This led to $95 million of positive net income for 2023, $964 million in positive adjusted EBITDA, and total revenue of $3.1 billion. Coinbase has always taken a long-term approach, focusing on building in a compliant manner, even when it wasn't the popular choice. Many of our competitors cut corners and broke laws to get big fast, and we've seen how that strategy played out. By contrast, Coinbase has now established itself as the trusted leader in crypto. I've always said that crypto adoption will happen in 3 phases, and I want to touch on what we did in 2023 to help drive each of those. In phase 1, crypto is a new asset class that people want to trade. Crypto trading has been a major revenue driver for the industry, and Coinbase is the leader in spot trading in the US. But in 2018, derivatives trading became the majority of crypto trading volume. It took us longer to do it in a compliant way, but I'm happy to report that in 2023, we've now launched derivatives trading globally. In Q2, we launched Coinbase International Exchange, which offers derivatives trading to non-US customers. And in Q4, we launched Coinbase Financial Markets, which offers regulated futures trading in the US. We also expanded our trading products around the world by getting new licenses. In 2023, we launched operations or received licenses or registrations in Bermuda, Brazil, Canada, France, Singapore, and Spain. Most of the world's capital is held in institutions. And in 2023, we also meaningfully improved our institutional trading products with Coinbase Prime. We grew our institutional financing product. We launched Coinbase Asset Management. We even played a key role in the approval of the Bitcoin ETFs, as Coinbase was selected as the custodian in 8 of 11. This will unlock new pools of capital to flow into the crypto space, with Coinbase playing a key role here. We're earning revenue not just on custody, but also on trading and financing. We've already seen great demand as Bitcoin is now the second largest ETF commodity in the US, surpassing silver. All of these improvements will continue to grow phase 1, crypto as a new asset class. The second, Coinbase is not just a new asset class, it's also powering new financial services. And in 2023, stablecoins began to be used in global payments. We launched the ability to send free, instant global payments on USD Coin using Base. We're now in the process of integrating this into our products to make payments a first-class experience. And in August, we entered into an arrangement with Circle to help expand the utility of USD Coin, which is now launched on over a dozen blockchains and is the second largest stablecoin with a market cap of $28 billion. In the third phase and final phase, we believe crypto will also be a new application platform for the internet. Over time, the internet has become more and more centralized with big companies. The internet also, it didn't start with a native form of money or payments or value built in, so we got credit cards bolted on as an afterthought. And a number of associated issues like fees, fraud, chargebacks, limited ability to send microtransactions or do cross-border commerce, and that led to the rise of ad-based business models. Crypto is re-decentralizing the internet with a new set of protocols for money, identity, messaging, social media, content, governance, and even voting. And Coinbase is trying to help accelerate this trend in a number of ways. In 2023, we launched our own layer 2 solution called Base. This will help blockchains scale to 1 billion or more users, bringing down transaction costs and confirmation times, similar to the internet going from dial-up to broadband. We also launched improvements in Coinbase Wallet. For instance, we made it easier to find and use decentralized applications or dApps. For instance, with one tap, you can now open a dApp and you're already signed in and you have your wallet connected. There's no sign-up process for each app or having to type your credit card details into each app. It's still early days for crypto as an application platform, and many of the early applications look like toys, but it has captured the imagination and hearts of developers, and Coinbase is one of the few companies who can bring together all the decentralized protocols into a compelling customer experience, which is what we're attempting to do with Coinbase Wallet. So that's how we see crypto evolving, first as a new asset class, second as a new set of financial services, and third as a new application platform. In 2023, I also said regulatory clarity was a top priority, and I want to give you a quick update on this. The majority of G20 countries now have crypto legislation either already passed or being drafted, and this is really great progress. In the US, there are even 2 bills going through Congress now with strong bipartisan support. Coinbase, along with other players in the crypto space, contributed to an $85 million super PAC designed to elect pro-crypto candidates in this upcoming US election. And we helped create standwithcrypto.org, a grassroots movement for crypto advocates in the US. Their goal is to get to 1 million voters who want to stand for crypto in the 2024 elections. They're at 30% of that goal today with about 300,000 members, and it's growing every week. In the US, we're still working our way through the court system to get clarity there. But in the meantime, we're continuing to grow our business. Anecdotally, it's something our customers come up and thank me for the most, leading the charge to get regulatory clarity in the US. We remain confident the US will get this right, whether it comes from the courts creating new case law, Congress passing new legislation, or ultimately the 52 million Americans who've used crypto voting in this upcoming election. Looking ahead to 2024 for a moment, I'd like to share a few of our top priorities for the year in closing. Our first priority will be to drive revenue, especially growing our 2 largest revenue streams, trading fees and stablecoins. We'll do this with international expansion, growing derivatives and spot trading, and more deeply integrating USD Coin into the crypto economy. By continuing to drive revenue growth, it allows us to fund some of our other priorities and the utility aspects of crypto. So our second priority is going to be to keep driving utility in crypto. This year, we'll be experimenting with payments as a use case. We're starting to see adoption of USD stablecoins in emerging markets, especially those with high inflation. And customers can now send USD Coin for free, instantly anywhere in the world on Base. This has the potential to make global payments much lower friction, reducing fees. We'll also keep supporting developers building on Base. For instance, just recently, we've seen a surge of activity on the decentralized social media protocol, Farcaster. And the majority of developers are now building what are called frames on Farcaster using Base. We'll also be investing in Coinbase Wallet, our self-custodial app, where many of the early utility applications like decentralized social, identity, or messaging are starting to take shape. Crypto still needs to have its iPhone moment, where these decentralized protocols become easy to use for the average person. And we're hoping we can help make that happen. Lastly, we'll continue to drive regulatory clarity for the industry. We're supporting standwithcrypto.org and its goal to activate 1 million advocates for crypto in this upcoming election. And we'll continue to engage with Congress to work towards new crypto legislation in the US. Finally, we'll continue the fight in the courtroom to get sensible case law passed. I'm very pleased with our financial position, operating efficiency, and the competitive landscape, and I think we're incredibly well positioned for long-term growth. With that, I'll hand it over to Alicia.
Thanks, Brian, and good afternoon, everyone. In 2023, we focused on financial discipline and operational excellence. As a result, we're in a much stronger position today than we were 1 year ago. I wanted to share some highlights. So highlights from 2023 include significant growth in our subscription and services revenue through a down market, materially lower expenses, a return to profitability, a stronger balance sheet. We have more US dollar resources and less debt as we enter 2024. And we did this all while accelerating our product velocity. Let's dive deeper and start in the details of full year 2023. We generated $95 million of net income and nearly $1 billion in adjusted EBITDA.
our total revenue was $3.1 billion, down $86 million year over year. We saw a decline in transaction revenue, but this was largely offset by a 78% increase in subscription and services revenue. Our full year total operating expense declined $2.6 billion. Within this, sales and marketing, technology and development, and general and administrative expenses declined $1.7 billion on a year-over-year basis. Turning to our Q4 results, all the comparisons I'm going to share are on a quarter-over-quarter basis unless I otherwise note it. Q4 began with lower levels of crypto prices and volatility, but we saw those increase by roughly 40% and 60% respectively by the end of the quarter. These increases were largely driven by excitement around Bitcoin ETF approvals and broader market expectations for an improved macroeconomic condition in 2024. The increase in volatility had a meaningful impact on our transaction revenue. We saw strong growth and re-engagement from both simple and advanced traders. Notably, average trading volumes materially increased amongst our advanced traders. This resulted in Q4 transaction revenue of $529 million, up 83%. Both volatility and the mix of advanced and simple trading volume was similar to Q1 of 2023. And as a result, our Q4 blended average fee rate was similar to the Q1 levels. As a reminder, we continue to experiment with our pricing models for both consumer and institutional, and price changes may impact future quarters. However, to be clear, we did not make any material change to our fee structure in Q4, and the blended average fee rate that you see reported is simply due to mix shift on our platform. Now turning to subscription and services revenue. Q4 was $375 million, up 12%. The primary driver of the growth was blockchain rewards, which was influenced by higher crypto asset prices. In the fourth quarter, we experienced another quarter of native unit growth. We saw inflows in custody, an increase in staked balances. We saw growth in USDC on our platform. We closed the year with just under $200 billion of assets on platform. On to expenses. Q4 total operating expenses were $838 million, up 11%. Expenses were primarily driven by seasonal and performance marketing spend, increased legal spend, and our decision to increase bonuses in 2023 as a result of our strong full-year financial performance. Q4 net income was $273 million, and adjusted EBITDA was $305 million. Q4 net income benefited from strong revenue growth and two items. First, we released a non-cash tax valuation allowance of $121 million. Second, we repurchased $100 million of our 2026 convertible debt, which had a favorable P&L impact of $18 million. Now turning to our outlook for the first quarter of 2024. Overall, Q1 is off to a strong start. Through February 13th, transaction revenue was approximately $320 million. This is about 6 weeks of the 12-week quarter. We are seeing strong trends across simple, advanced, and institutional trading. Thematically, it looks similar to Q4. We expect Q1 subscription and services revenue to range between $410 and $480 million, with crypto prices being the largest driver of where we perform within that range. In terms of expenses, we expect technology and development and general and administrative expense to grow modestly to $600 to $650 million, driven primarily by higher stock-based compensation. We provide additional context in the letter. We expect sales and marketing expense to decline modestly to $85 to $100 million, driven by seasonally lower NBA spend. In closing, Q4 capped a strong year to our business, and we are excited for what 2024 brings. Before we turn to questions, I'd like to hand it over to our Chief Legal Officer, Paul Graywell, to share an update on the status of our SEC case.
Thank you, Alicia. As Brian mentioned at the outset, regulatory clarity is one of our top priorities, and one venue through which we are seeking that clarity is through the courts. We continue to see progress in the early stages of our enforcement litigation with the SEC. Just last month, on January 17, the judge in our case held oral argument on our motion for judgment against the SEC. This is still a very early stage of the case. It's always very hard for defendants to entirely dismiss any case at this stage, something that court statistics make clear. But we strongly believe that we are right as a matter of law, and we were grateful to see the court's careful attention to this matter and deep understanding of the issues at the oral argument. So, what is next? The motion is under submission, and the court did not specify any timeline for decision. There are multiple potential outcomes, but we are ready for any of them. The court could dismiss the complaint in its entirety, dismiss some of the claims but not others, or dismiss none of the claims at this early stage. Any claim that is not dismissed will then be the subject of discovery, which is a process that can take time. We are ready for discovery if that is the next step, which would include discovery for both sides. After discovery and before trial, we will have the opportunity to file a motion for summary judgment, which is similar to our pending motion in that it can end a case before trial. That is the type of motion that disposed of much of the Ripple case. Whether the case goes to trial or is dismissed, we will get the clarity we have long sought. We are confident in the outcome, whether it comes later or it comes sooner, because we were right on the facts and right on the law.
Thank you all. With that, let's turn to shareholder questions. We are taking the most upvoted questions as determined by the number of shares. The first question, why do insiders continue to sell their shares daily? Alicia?
Thanks for the opportunity to share some context around this topic. First, all of our insiders, myself, Brian, Emily, Paul, those on the phone, and all of our insiders, we all share long-term conviction in Coinbase. Second point I want to make. Equity is a significant component of the compensation that we offered insiders and employees alike. We believe this most closely aligns our incentives to business performance and the interest of our stockholders. Third, it's important to note that these sales account for a small portion of insiders' total holdings in Coinbase. Last, executives and the board can only trade via trading plans that are governed by SEC rules. And we maintain corporate policies governing these plans that are commonplace amongst public companies. Nobody is trading based on real-time stock price movements, company news. All of our trading plans are required to be set up well in advance. Further, they're disclosed in our public financial filings, and they allow insiders the ability to sell at a predetermined number of shares at a predetermined time or price. Our stock was up nearly 400% in 2023, and as a result, some of those thresholds were met and sales were executed. But I just want to close. We are all holding long-term conviction in the opportunities at Coinbase.
Let's go to our next question. What is the plan to expand revenue drivers outside of the ETF custodian plans? The market shifts quickly and Coinbase needs to be nimble, both within the US and abroad. We've seen your shift into the European markets. How will this evolve going forward? Brian?
Yeah, so I'll focus on the ETF question since there's been a lot of buzz around it. And we've always said that ETFs would be win-win for Coinbase, and we're starting to see that play out on our platform. So in preparation for this launch, we won 8 of 11 spot Bitcoin custody mandates from issuers. And today, Coinbase custody is about 90% of the 36 billion in Bitcoin ETF assets as a result. So across the entire industry, we've seen over $4 billion of net inflows into spot Bitcoin ETFs. The Bitcoin ETFs are breaking records. And when gold launched in November 2004, it took 1 year to get to 3 billion. These ETFs did that in a few weeks. And so this is really an incredible start. This is really just the beginning. We're now starting to see some of these issuers file for Ethereum ETFs, for example. We've been named as the custodian in 5 of the 8 ETH ETF applications. And custody isn't really the only way that we're monetizing this. We're also helping with trading via Prime. We're helping with financing for trade settlement. So there's other opportunities to generate revenue here. For anybody worried about cannibalization, ETFs have been positive for the industry, which has been additive for Coinbase. We're seeing elevated engagement and net inflows across both retail and institutional Q1 to date. What's even more important is that every institution is now starting to hold crypto. The asset class will be a standard part of every diversified portfolio. The financial system is officially adopting crypto. This is really good, and Coinbase is the most trusted partner here.
Our next question. Coinbase's venture portfolio is a hidden gem that Wall Street doesn't seem to be taking into consideration in their valuation of Coinbase as a company. During the earnings call and potentially in your materials, can you highlight this portfolio and its long-term opportunity? Emily?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely agree it's an undervalued long-term opportunity, and I think we have a strong disproportionate advantage in the market. By the way, I should mention that the value of our portfolio is held on our balance sheet at cost. It is not recorded at fair value. So we booted up Ventures 6 years ago when I first joined, and one of the things that Brian and I talked about was, what if in the early days of companies such as Google and Facebook and others, those companies had been able to make investments in the most exciting emerging internet companies at the time, like a Stripe or a Shopify? So that is what we view our opportunity in the crypto ecosystem. We started it very scrappily with no dedicated team or resources. We just started investing in great startups, and we are now one of the most active investors in the space with more than 400 investments in our portfolio. I view our competitive advantages as having great relationships with Coinbase alums and the ecosystem. One example is Farcaster that Brian mentioned before. That's one of the Coinbase alums who founded that. We also take a very long-term view. We don't panic when the market sells off. It's kind of the opposite of a herd mentality. We double down when others are fearful. And we love it because it helps us stay connected to the crypto frontier and to invest in the ecosystem. One area we're seeing tremendous energy around right now is the creator economy. So companies such as Paragraph, XMTP, Farcaster, all of these are looking to decentralize existing social platforms. And then looking ahead, we're really excited about on-chain consumer applications such as gaming, social messaging, and media. And then there's a lot of new protocol developments like restaking that we're excited about. We're also seeing a huge growing opportunity outside the US, and our portfolio has a strong footprint in the global crypto ecosystem. One other thing I should mention is that because of the US's lack of clear regulation on crypto, we are pushing a lot of innovation outside of the US. The US has been losing 2% of blockchain developer share annually since 2017. And this is following the same patterns as semiconductors and 5G moving offshore. It really just reinforces the need for us to have clear legislation, and we think it's a huge opportunity that the US is currently squandering. It's also why on the venture side, we are investing globally. There's a lot of interesting regional exchange platforms across Latin America, India, Africa, and other regions.
Great. So with that, Sarah, let's switch and take questions from the analysts.
Thank you. Once again, as a reminder, it is *1 for a question. Your first question comes from the line of Ken Worthington with JP Morgan. Your line is open.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for taking the question. I wanted to dig a little more into payments. We noticed the recent partnership with Ledger, and you announced the updates to Commerce earlier in 4Q, and clearly there's the enhanced relationship with Circle. So maybe first, how do the different pieces kind of fit together to drive what you're trying to build? Second, in terms of the use cases, is this basically cheap remittances for retail and 365-day-a-year transfer for institutional clients, or is there a longer-term vision? And then lastly, what does the revenue model look like for Coinbase and payments? Is it more asset-based or is it transaction-based? So thanks for all those.
Yep, I can take that one. Thanks, Ken. So as you mentioned, payments is one of the areas that we're exploring in 2024 around utility. And I'm pretty excited about that as an opportunity. I mentioned in the opening comments that last year we did announce that you can send USD coin on Base and instantly anywhere in the world for free. So the cost and the transaction fees and the confirmation times are really starting to come down. And the more you reduce friction, the more payments you'll start to see. And so there's a variety of different use cases for payments. You know, payments is a huge industry. Some of this you can look at in emerging markets where people have local currencies where there's high inflation. And so, you know, the dollar has a great brand there. People want access to the dollar. So they're able to do that now with stable coins, and USD coin kind of gives them a trusted option that's regulated, and the partner we have with Circle, they've been a great partner. They're a great issuer of that. So emerging markets, demand for the dollars as an inflation hedge, I think is a starting point. And then once people have those dollars, they're going to want to start to, pay for things in their ordinary course of the day with those instead of the local currency where they're experiencing that inflation. So some of that is cross-border, like you said. There's people in some of these markets that they're ordering goods and services for their shops, from Asia or Europe. So some of it's cross-border, some of it's for B2B, some of it's remittances. Some of it is also, they just want to earn yield on their assets. Like, as an inflation hedge is a great start, but if you can earn yield, like in some of these, like with USD coin, that's even better. So there's sort of that emerging market use case. And then, we've also dabbled in payments kind of in other areas. Like you mentioned, Coinbase Commerce launched this on-chain payment protocol, which is really innovative. We're trying to make crypto the simplest, easiest way to pay on the internet. Even Coinbase Card has allowed people to spend their crypto and USD coin at anywhere that Visa is accepted. So there's a lot of different use cases. I mean, if you kind of want to zoom out, you asked about what's the longer term vision here. I mean, we really want to update the financial system, right? We want to have crypto play a larger and larger role in the global financial system, have it be a greater and greater percentage of GDP over time. And so crypto's really started off being this asset class people trade, but we now need to look at how it can improve these other areas. And payments is a huge one. And as we've seen layer 2 solutions come online, like Base, I think the time is now to start to invest in that. You asked about monetization also. I mean, look, this is all really early stage. So we don't have any kind of forecast on it or anything like that, but there's opportunities for us here to monetize via Base, also via USD coin, which you can see pieces of in our financials today. So that's all long term. I think if we can drive a daily use case with crypto, even if people don't even think of it as crypto, they're just the fees are lower. My money arrives instantly instead of waiting 3 business days. They may not even know it's crypto underneath, but that's how we get 1 billion people eventually benefiting from this. And I think there'll be a lot of opportunities to monetize that over time.
Your next question comes from the line of Chase White with Compass Point Research and Trading. Your line is open.
Thanks for taking the question. So OPEX came in, a bit higher than guidance across the board, each line item, which appears to, at least in part be driven by the stronger market conditions. It seems pretty clear, to us at least, that we're heading into a bull cycle, and we're just now getting into it. I mean, obviously that should drive trading volumes and revenues higher, and really most revenue line items potentially a lot higher. So, how should we think about the various OPEX line items if the business were to return to prior cycle highs or even higher? Is there a need for tech and dev, marketing, G&A to grow significantly from the current run rates in lockstep with revenue, or should they kind of stay flat where they are? Just a little color on that would be great.
Thanks, Chase. Happy to answer that one. So broadly, we have some variable costs that will track with revenue growth, and those are largely our transaction expenses. As we've shared with you, that includes miners fees, that includes verification, and just some various costs with transaction, and it also includes the payout of staking rewards. Those ones will drive 100% correlation with our revenue. We have a few other variable costs. We will need to add, for example, more CX customer support costs. We will need to add some more network support if we see significant volume, but it will be very modest. We can absorb a lot of volume growth without adding expenses. That said, we continue to look at our expense base and invest proactively in diversifying our revenue streams. And so if we see ourselves in a prolonged up market, we may choose to increase expenses, but we will be very transparent with the street if we make that decision later on this year. We've given an expense outlook for Q1 where we expect some very modest changes to our Q4 results. And so at this point in time, you will communicate in that way with you and expect expenses to be pretty modest and changing year for the next few months.
Your next question comes from the line of Owen Lau with Oppenheimer. Your line is open.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for taking my question. At a House hearing yesterday, Undersecretary confirmed with Congressman Tom Emmer that a report about Hamas using digital assets to raise funds was inaccurate, and crypto was not even a popular tool for terrorists. Even though Chainalysis put out a report to correct that record, it doesn't appear that it gets enough attention. So I have 2 questions here. Could you please talk about Coinbase investments in anti-money laundering program to protect your customers, and also your reaction to that conversation? Thank you.
Thanks, Owen, and thanks for noticing that. We were really pleased to see that House hearing yesterday and really pleased with the correction of the record here. One, we have significant investments in AML. We have a large compliance team that has best-in-class compliance approaches, the same as any other fintech or bank. We follow very standard rules in this place and are governed by our MTL licenses and our Bitcoin license with NYDFS. We're really proud to be one of the most compliant crypto companies, frankly, in the world with this regard. I'll have Paul share a reaction to the hearing, and maybe I'll pass it over to you, Paul.
Thanks, Alicia. We were very pleased to see the Congress pay careful attention to this issue. French Hill, chair of the subcommittee, could not have been clearer when he observed that the Treasury Undersecretary made explicit what we have been saying all along, which is that bad actors still prefer to use traditional finance rather than digital assets to fund their activities. That, I think, was an important validation of something that we've been saying for a very, very long time. And Mr. Nelson, the Undersecretary, also confirmed that prior reports that have been published that successful international collaboration with Israeli law enforcement had limited Hamas and its use of its digital assets ahead of the attack against Israel. So we think that the facts are clear, and we are pleased that when confronted with those facts, the Congress is underscoring that crypto is an answer to the problem of illicit finance. It is not solely the problem.
Your next question comes from the line of John Todaro with Needham & Company. Your line is open.
Thanks for taking my question. First off, congrats on the quarter. Pretty great results here. I have two questions on the institutional business. So it looks like take rate there went up. Trying to understand what drove that, or if there was some other revenue that went into that institutional revenue, whether that was base chain or derivatives. And then second, as we think about Q1 24, have the Bitcoin ETFs, is that driven more institutional activity on the platform, where moving forward we should think of institution as a greater makeup share of the total volume?
Thanks for the question, John. So embedded in our institutional product revenues are really two products. One is a markets business, which is our exchange, where we have market makers and liquidity providers transacting directly on the exchange. And the other is Coinbase Prime. Coinbase Prime has a higher fee rate than the exchange. And so similar to the consumer side, we see mix shift driving the blended average fee rate on institutional. And we're seeing strong growth of Coinbase Prime, and it had a larger share of volume in Q4, which drove the increase in that fee rate in the fourth quarter. Going to your second question on have Bitcoin ETFs driven more insto activity, as we shared earlier and Brian shared in his response, ETFs have just been net positive for the industry and additive to Coinbase. And we're seeing elevated engagement and net inflows on institutional as well as retail Q1 to date.
Your next question comes from the line of Devin Ryan with JMP Securities. Your line is open.
Great. Thank you so much. From what I can track, you guys have seen a very sizable acceleration in derivatives volumes. Even in recent weeks, it seems like it's been accelerating quite a bit on the international exchange. So nice to see the momentum there. And obviously, we know that derivatives market's larger than the spot market. So I guess first off, how would you frame the scaling that you're experiencing already relative to how you're thinking about the broader potential longer term? And then second, what does the user profile and take rate look like there now? And then where do you see that user mix and take rate moving over time as it matures? Thanks.
Yeah, I can start off on derivatives, and then Alicia, maybe I'll turn it to you on some of the take rate questions. So, thanks for tracking. We have been hitting daily all-time highs on our international exchange, which has been really great. It's still early days, just to be clear, but the market, I think, has really demonstrated they want to see a trusted counterparty here built in a compliant way. And Coinbase is really the first company they've seen come along that fits that definition. So we've been making a lot of progress on our international derivatives exchange. We added 11 new markets in Q4. We're now up to about 70% of global TAM. We announced that we're acquiring a MiFID license that'll help us unlock derivatives in about 20 additional EU member states. We've been adding new product features like 10x leverage. We did that in Q4. I think we've had about 16 billion in notional volume traded on our international exchange in Q4. So it's been really good progress on that. Same thing, by the way, for Coinbase Financial Markets in the U.S. We got licensed to trade U.S. futures, which has been really great. And so, yeah, I think our daily milestone that we just surpassed actually today, it was 700 million in a 24-hour period. That was on the international exchange. So really great early start. I think that clients are going to continue to want to prefer a trusted counterparty that's following the rules. Coinbase is the brand that can help them do that. And derivatives trading is actually about 75% of all crypto trading by volume, at least. The take rate is lower on it, but it is the majority of volume. And so I'm just really glad that we're now starting to build our business in that area. Alicia, anything you want to add on take rates?
Sure. As Brian said, we are early days in derivatives. We're excited about the progress, but we are just getting started. As such, our current goal is to really gain market share. We are offering tiered pricing over time, but right now it's going to be competitive to build liquidity and attract users, and we'll experiment and adjust as we scale.
Your next question comes from the line of Benjamin Buddish with Barclays. Your line is open.
Hi, good evening, and thanks for taking the question. I wanted to follow up one of the earlier questions on the Prime business. Can you maybe do a little bit of a dive into what specifically you're doing there? Obviously, we would assume there's some kind of execution, but what are the sort of services you provide? How are you monetizing them? And can you just confirm that any revenues through Prime are also reported, or confirm or not confirm that they're reported within the institutional volume metric that you give?
Why don't I start with this? So Coinbase Prime is our one-stop shop for institutions. It comprises a suite of products, including custody, trading, financing. Those are the large three that are in that umbrella. When you look at our institutional transaction revenue, that is largely the trading business. We separately disclose custodial fee revenue, and the financing business is largely in other subscription and services right now because it is still nascent and growing, and we haven't broken it out as a separately disclosed line item.
Your next question comes from the line of Pete Christensen with Citi. Your line is open.
Thank you. Good evening. Alicia, I'm a little surprised the sales and marketing is expected to be flattish, I guess, into Q1. I would think, the status of the asset class, international business picking up, Coinbase would want to lean in a little bit more there. I was just wondering if you could talk through those dynamics. Maybe you're seeing different mix shift that's impacting it between institutional or retail, or maybe you're seeing better marketing efficiency. I was just wondering if you can walk us through that progression and how you're seeing the setup for this year.
Thanks, Pete. So a large part of our sales and marketing spend is actually in brand spend, and we have seasonality with an MBA contract. And so what you see is a shift in spend between Q4 and Q1, where we will spend materially less on that MBA contract and redirect that spend to other areas, which is leading to a slightly down guide for Q1 versus Q4, but we are reinvesting. We are really proud of our marketing efforts, and I might call Emily in to answer some of this question, but we really feel like we've hit our stride with marketing over the last year and are continuing to lean in and invest where we see strong ROI and strong return on those investments.
I agree fully. The marketing investments have been very high ROI. That's one of the things that we've demanded since we've implemented the program, and I think that we're going to continue to test the boundaries of it, especially as we expand more and more into policy marketing to get our messages across to policymakers.
Your next question comes from the line of Bo Pei with U.S. Tiger Securities. Your line is open.
Hi, management. Thanks for taking my questions. So some question on the take rate, retail take rate. So with the recent approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, most people believe crypto is now becoming a more mature asset class. And typically, as a new asset class becomes more mature, one should expect trading this asset to become cheaper. So do you think crypto investors have become more sophisticated now? And do you see more traders migrating to the Coinbase advanced platform? And do you expect the trading take rate to gradually decline to below 1% in this crypto cycle, like in the next 1.5 years or 2 years? If this happens, do you believe the volume increase can more than offset the take rate decline? Thank you.
Thanks, Bo. I'll share. Since we went public, we've received a question on fee rate and fee rate compression or cannibalization every quarter. And we have yet to see that phenomenon on our platform. And we have yet to see that as a result of the ETFs as well. As we shared, even in quarter to date Q1, we've seen net inflows across both retail and institutional, and we have not seen any shift in our customer behavior as a result of the ETFs. All we've seen is ETFs being a net add to the industry, net positive for Coinbase, net positive for the industry overall, with more engagement across the board with both our retail and institutional clients. We've shared over time, we agree with you with the thesis that as you see commoditization, you should see fees come down, but we do not see that today, and we continue to see customers choose Coinbase for the breadth of our product offering, the security of our platform, and we think that that will continue to persist for some time.
I guess the only thing I'll add there real quick. Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to add, I mean, just a reminder, the entire industry, we've seen about $4 billion of net inflows since the Bitcoin ETFs launched. I think that's really additive. The thing to remember here is we want crypto to really update the global financial system. So that means we need to get it integrated into more and more parts of the financial system. Every time that happens, we're sitting here cheering for it. We want fees to come down, make it lower friction for people to get into crypto through all kinds of different vehicles. ETFs are a massive way to get more capital to come in. So far, we have not seen any cannibalization, as Alicia said. It's been additive for Coinbase, and we're seeing elevated engagement and net inflows on both retail and institutional Q1 to date. So in my view, the ETFs are just a totally positive thing. And the more institutions that kind of get their feet wet with crypto, whether it's through an ETF or any other way, the better, because they're eventually going to be using it in other ways, holding it on their balance sheet, paying their vendors, doing payroll. We want crypto to power more and more of global GDP, and we've got to get this happening through every opportunity we can. So the ETFs are incredibly positive, I think, for our business.
Your next question comes from the line of Joseph Vafi with Canaccord Genuity. Your line is open.
Hey guys, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my question. Nice results. I've got a few, but maybe I'll just focus my question on a follow-up to the previous one. Owning the underlying spot versus owning an ETF may seem the same for some investors, but I'm sure you've thought a lot about, owning the underlying spot versus an ETF and your differentiation in that. And so it would be great to hear, what you see perhaps as the benefits of owning a Bitcoin outright versus owning an ETF. Thanks a lot.
One of the things we wanted to do in this ecosystem play the role where we have the kind of strongest competitive advantages. And because we've invested so much in the custody solution and the prime services, it felt like a really good area for us to play. And that's why we garnered the majority share when we were working with these ETFs. Separately, we also want to make sure that we are able to invest in solutions where clients can invest in different crypto assets, and we have CBAM, Coinbase Asset Management, as something separate from that. But I think we're trying to play the role that is best for us in each different part of the value chain. Alicia, anything to add on that?
One thing I'll share is that the majority of customers on our platform do more than just own Bitcoin. Most customers own more than 2 crypto assets. If you look at our trading volume for Q4, 42% of our trading volume was in other crypto assets, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, not USDT. So I think that what we believe is that the Bitcoin ETF is introducing new capital, folks that were not coming to the spot market, folks that may want to invest to their 401k, invest in a fund. And that's where we're seeing more adoption, more growth, more awareness of this asset class. But what we see is that when people start to learn about Bitcoin, they often then become excited about another asset, and they want to use that asset. They want to stake. They want to explore the crypto ecosystem and the decentralized applications. And so we're delighted to see the expansion of users and investors in this asset class. We believe this is going to be just net additive to the space.
Sarah, we have time for one more question, please.
Thank you. Our final question will come from the line of Alex Markgraf with KBCM. Your line is open.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for taking my questions. Maybe two. First one for Paul, if I could. Just on the challenge against the SEC's decision not to engage in rulemaking, just could you give us an overview of the process here and sort of the range of outcomes that you're looking to?
I'm happy to do that. You're referring, of course, to our petition that we filed in the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, challenging the decision of the SEC to reject or deny our request for formal rulemaking. That challenge is moving ahead. We were gratified to see the court set a briefing schedule. A briefing will begin next month and continue on into the spring on this question of whether the SEC acted within its discretion in denying that request for rulemaking, or acted arbitrarily and capriciously in denying our request. We're confident that the Third Circuit will see it our way, and we look forward to the opportunity of presenting our arguments at the appropriate time.
Great. Well, that's it for today. Thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to speaking with you again next quarter.
So there we go. Coinbase earnings. Fantastic. Congratulations to everyone who took profit tonight. And that's it. It's been a very, very long day today. This video will go out by its own video shortly. I'll edit it down before and afterwards, enhance the audio quality, and put it out as a 4K presentation with optimized audio later. So if you want to listen back to it, and other people that watch the earnings tomorrow, you can. That's it from me. Thank you very much for being here tonight. It's just a few links in the chat. There's my alpha spread, my stock quits, my music channel. Tomorrow night it's our music concert. If you want to become a member, there are the links. There's the Discord link, the Facebook link, the Rumble link. If you want to go to the shop and get yourself some merchandise, there is X, the all links, and of course Sensei if you want to follow Sensei's crypto challenge. There you go. That's it from me. Thank you very much for being here. For those of you that have been following my show and wondering, experiencing over the last few days some issues with the quality, because we tried to stream at the highest level all the time, I've just found out what it was. It was actually LinkedIn was actually throttling and then sending a back signal to my restream, which was then reducing the overall quality. So tomorrow I might even be able to turn up the volume even further and stream in 4K as opposed to super high HD. And there it is. It was being throttled back by LinkedIn. So I've turned off LinkedIn. I would rather have a higher quality stream than streaming to LinkedIn. All right, so there you go. Thanks ever so much for being here tonight. Congratulations to all who made money. Look out for this video later. We will be back in the morning, tomorrow morning. We've got, I think it's Zalando for Martyn Hagen will be going out later. Fisker review in the morning. Nicola review. We also have a Playboy review as well. Thank you. I am gone, says Raman. See you later next time, Raman. Congratulations as well. That's it. See you back in the morning. Have a wonderful evening. And tomorrow we've got more to cover. And of course, it's our last show because we're not here on Saturday or Sunday or Monday, as it's a bank holiday here in the United States. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you all tap the subscribe button, the like button. It's been a very long day. That's it from me. I'll see you all back tomorrow morning. We won't do day trader of the day. We'll end right there. And until next time, as always, have a wonderful evening. Take care of your money, yourselves, your crypto. And most importantly, take care of each other. Bye-bye for now.